Welcome to Psychology at the Alun Sixth Form. For many of you, psychology will be a new subject, so I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about what psychology is. A common perception is that it's about studying the mind, and to some extent this is true. However, the mind is not something that we can see or study directly, so psychology is more about studying behaviour. And by studying people's behaviour, this tells us a lot about what's going on in their minds. So the subject is usually defined as the science of the mind and behaviour. It's an incredibly interesting subject and one of the most popular in the Alun Sixth Form. However, it is a challenging subject and we do have quite high entry requirements for the course. We do gain excellent exam results in psychology at the Alun Sixth Form. Many of our students go on to study psychology at university and end up with fascinating and rewarding careers as professional psychologists. And you can see some examples of these on the slide. Onto the course itself. It's made up of two modules, Unit 1, Psychology Past and Present, and Unit 2, Using Psychological Concepts. Unit 1 involves looking at 5 different approaches in psychology. Each of these approaches gives a different explanation for behaviour. If we take aggressive behaviour as an example, the biological approach may explain this behaviour as being caused by genes or hormones. In contrast, the behaviourist approach would explain aggressive behaviour as being caused by social or environmental factors. The course looks at each approach and the evidence to support the different explanations. Psychology is a research-based subject, and Unit 2 looks at the different methods psychologists use to carry out their research. For example, experiments and observation studies. During the course, students will design and carry out their own research, including measuring human memory and looking at the effect of exercise on happiness. A highlight of the year is a visit to Chester Zoo to study primate behaviour. Unit 2 also involves considering some contemporary debates in psychology, such as whether it's right for mothers of young children to go out to work rather than staying home to look after the children, or whether we should rely on eyewitness testimony to convict someone of a crime. Just to give you a flavour of the course, these are a few of the topics that will be studied. Stanley Milgram studied the topic of obedience to authority. He was particularly interested in Nazi Germany and the Holocaust and why it happened. Another interesting topic is dreams, and we'll be looking at questions such as, why do we dream? Do our dreams mean anything? And could dream analysis be used as a form of therapy? One of the most interesting debates in psychology is nature versus nurture. Are we the way that we are because of our biology, or is it all to do with our environment and experiences? For example, are murderers born or made? In addition to learning about approaches and research methods, you will also be required to think critically and evaluate these areas, comparing them and looking for strengths and weaknesses. Finally, assessment of the course is through 2 exams, which are sat at the end of the course. Each exam is an hour and a half long, and there is no coursework and no controlled assessments for this course. If you require any further information, you can contact us at the email address shown on the screen now.